Good morning. I'm coming at you with a fresh, hot take public service announcement from your favorite Sacramento real estate agent. And this one's for anybody that's looking to buy a home, either now or in the future, distant future, whatever it is. Please listen and pay attention. When you invest in real estate, aka buy a home, even if you're not thinking about it like an investor, I want you to remember this. Your money is made on the acquisition, meaning that when you purchase a property, a lot of your equity is actually made because you get the price right in the beginning. And then over the next several years, that allows you to gain equity. If you overpay for a property, you essentially lose equity, meaning that over the next couple years, you're not going to gain or you're not going to get a return, right? Because you overpaid in the beginning. And so when you go out to buy your next property and you are interviewing agents, I want you to ask them some questions. And then I'm going to explain why it's important for you to ask these questions, because I have a couple scenarios of clients that I've helped who didn't ask these questions, and for lack of a better word, they got screwed. Next time you want to buy a house and work with a real estate agent, I want you to ask them, what is their process for pricing properties? What do they do to price properties for their buyers? And number two, what's their education behind that? Do they have any education, anybody that's taught them how to determine proper pricing for writing offers? And then number three, you're going to ask them to find their purchase price to list price ratio. They can find it. It's available in their local MLS statistics. You want to know what's the percentage that their buyers are paying compared to the list price. Here's why. I primarily work with a lot of people selling homes. I still help buyers. I have been working with sellers for many years. And over the last year, I have helped 3 people and turned down 2 people from selling their home because they don't have enough equity. They haven't made any gains on their property. And it's not because the condition has gone to crap. It's not because they're not making their payment. It's because when they purchased the property, they paid too much. And this is actually a really common thing because 2020, 2021, interest rates were extremely low, which drove pricing up. So everybody was trying to rent out and buy a property. So a lot of people were paying over asking price. And there were multiple offers on a lot of properties, but not every property. Not every property was getting multiple offers. And not every property did you need to pay over asking price for. And when I work with someone to sell their home, I do a lot of research on the property. So I go back in time in the MLS and I look at their acquisition. And we have data on that, such as the agent that helped them purchase it, the list price when they made the purchase, the actual purchase price that they paid for the property, whether or not the seller gave them any money back for closing costs or repairs. We call that concessions. And also how many offers were on the property. And a lot of times I'll go back and I'll see, oh, there were 10 offers on the property, and that's why you paid, $20,000, $25,000 over asking price. For the 3 people that I've helped and the 2 people that I had to turn down, they overpaid anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000 over the asking price that the person wanted when they purchased the property. And they didn't need to. There are no other offers listed on the MLS. So that means that their agent, instead of doing their job, running comps, determining is the list price too high, too low, just right? They just told their client, pay this amount and we'll get into contract. And I go back to my clients and I say, hey, can you tell me a little bit more about this? Why did you pay $20,000 over asking price? I see that there are no other offers. Did you get money back? And in all scenarios, they say, no, I didn't get any money back. And I paid that amount because that's what my agent told me to do. Wow. So 2 people can't sell their home. They need to get out from under it. They cannot sell it because they would wind up paying a lot of money to sell their home, more than they should. So they can't, they're stuck. And then the other people that I did sell, they broke like even, or they had to pay a little bit in order to close the escrow and get out from under the homes. This is, I mean, it's unethical. It's, I can't even form words for it, because I pride myself in working with my clients to save them money. Whether it is on the acquisition, when they're purchasing a property, I help them save money. Or when they're selling a property, I help them save money or gain more money. So to come across multiple situations where their agent who helped them purchase the property was working against them, actually taking hard-earned money out of their pocket for why? So they could get a sale, so they could get another commission. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to me. And now, 3 years later, these clients they're feeling it. They're feeling that burn, and there was no reason for it. So if you are going to be buying a house, I want you to interview the agent, and I want you to remember the 3 questions, okay? How do they determine the price that their buyers are going to offer on properties? What is their education behind that? And number 3, what is their list price to sales price ratio when they help buyers purchase? Your goal here is for them to have a strategy behind pricing, talk to you about how they run comparable sales, give you some data on where they came up with this strategy, because if they just came up with it on their own, is it true? Is it proven? And then number 3, where's the rubber meet the road? I want to see whether or not your buyers are paying over the list price, right at list price, or under list price the majority of the time. And that ratio will help you do it. And if they don't know how to look it up, you've got your answer right there. You've got your answer right there. So again, I don't like to make videos like this because I feel like it's kind of negative, but it's more so just, like I said, a public service announcement, because the average buyer, the average homeowner, they don't know these things. They come to an agent and they say, help me handle this really complicated process. And our job is to help them navigate it and educate them so that they make the best decision for them. I have plenty of clients that paid $20,000 over asking price because there were multiple offers on the property. They really wanted it, and they chose to do it. But they did it because they had all the information, not because I wanted to get a paycheck at the end of the day. So that's my PSA for today. I've made this video several times. This is my calmest video because while I've been explaining this, I've been getting a little incensed with this entire thing. And, I'm not going to call agents out. I'm not going to, drop names or anything like that. But I know who you are. And I think that you should probably get out of this business. If that's how you're going to continue to handle your clients and that's the kind of service that you're going to give, just get out of the business. If you're that desperate for a paycheck, go get a job that pays you for your time instead of working in real estate, because we get paid for our success. And your client paying $20,000 over asking price on a property that they don't have to, just because you told them to, is not a success. All right, rant over. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great day.